They were making millions in the 1920s.
Wow.
A black community, Black Wall Street, where they watched the goods, they watched everything. They count all their goods. The money went around at least 3-4 times. Like I think Chris Rock or somebody brought that up, where there was like the Jewish dollar, quote unquote, goes around the neighborhood 5 times, the community 5 times. The white neighborhood, it goes around, same Japanese, black people doesn't go around no time because all the money goes out. And doesn't come in.
It goes out. You look at our inner cities, and that's why I'm really hoping these new. I wrote a column, I wrote a column in the Miami Times about our city, and that's why I challenged Mayor Gilbert, Keon Hardeman, and Oscar Brandon, these young boys, these young leaders, that the people, when I drive through Miami's inner city, is the only inner city I've been in America, the city this level, there is nothing there. Like when Magic brought in that theater in Harlem, that Blockbuster, it was groundbreaking. Because you got to leave your house, sit down and eat, watch a movie in your community.
He brought us a Burger King, though.
Yeah.
He brought us a Burger King.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to check that out.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's, but it's
I was joking. I mean, he did. He did bring us a Burger King, but what the fuck is a Burger King? There's so many of them.
We really got to think long and hard about this, man, because how can you be a man? People ask me, why did I walk away from, my career was great. I could write for any publication in the world. But I remember saying to myself, I went to an awards show. I remember going there and all my white editors and all powerful people, anytime there was like this awards event, they put me on a pedestal and put the battery pack in my back. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to have a wife one day with a child. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't want to be a man and go to some event and some old white guy is patting me in the back, good job, Pete. And I said to myself, what would my woman look at me as? That my entire importance and self-worth and our livelihood is depending on this man who most likely doesn't respect me or my culture.
That's a good question.
No.
How would you feel like if your guy?
I don't think most people even think of it. I think we're so accustomed, black people are so accustomed
to the pat on the back.
White guys don't wake up thinking they're going to work for a black person. I had a white guy working for me, and he told me, he said, this is really odd for me. He said, this is really odd for me.
But no, it's
they
true,
don't
though.
grow up
They don't grow
we
with that.
automatically think we're going to go to school and work for these people.
Not even that. We grow up like, work for like a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah. Go work for them.
9 out of 10
Go
those
make
companies
someone rich.
are, working for those corporations that are owned by
Go make somebody rich who
Caucasian people.
most likely does what Donald Sterling does in his private hours. These niggas, John.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I actually turned.
Do you think when you're with your man, do you look at? I don't think women. I think we're so accustomed to subservience, we don't even think of these things.
No, actually, I never really thought like.
Yeah, you're going to this gala and Tom, and you're sitting there, and you feel so great and happy about this.
But I didn't never picture myself like.
I had that moment.
I wouldn't want to be around those people and like have my husband feeling like he have to do so much to please them.
And that's what we have to do. If you really, when we had the little Boosie conversation, it was very interesting. When that thing went viral and Boosie said black people are the worst race and boom, boom. Okay, so what I found very fascinating is this. I don't want to call them Toms, but I'm a self-made businessman.
So you can do that.
We had these people, I've been doing these positive conversations for how long? They know who I am. We had certain black journalists in the mainstream media and Huffington Post and Ebony Magazine, these people. All of a sudden, they discovered Nightcap and decided to go on Twitter calling him a coon and this a coon. And I said, wow. So this is the theory. A conversation me and Boosie had made some black person in their corporate office so embarrassed that Tom or somebody is going to be, oh, you black people are the worst or whatever. That conversation was for these children. If you're an educated, professional black person, you're good. It wasn't for you.
Right.
Don't tune in. It ain't there for you. But what I found out was that they never have supported it. But the time he made a comment that would affect them, and I don't mean to digress, but the point I'm making is we're so selfish as a people. You see what I'm saying? We're so selfish that you couldn't look past. What I'm trying to say is, if you got to go to a corporate office, sweetheart, And when you listen to Boosie in your car and you got to go in that office and turn that off, you don't have power.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to go to your cubicle and become this other person like W. Du Bois, do the dual consciousness, you don't have power. And I came to a moment in my career as a man, I got tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just got tired of it.
It just depends on what you want for yourself or how you see yourself. Because I don't see myself, honestly, working for a corporation like that.
That's how you see
I
yourself.
see myself being a self-made.
And it's okay to
entrepreneur.
work for a corporate because not everybody can run a corporation.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think blacks should be in a place where you could work for someone who respects
Respects
you
you.
and your culture.
Mhm.
Right.
And there's just, when I started the show, this is when this all came to me. There's not a lot of black power brokers that I could have turned to for investment. And I have friends who are white, Italian. These guys had an idea that were less, not even something with my credentials.
Right.
And they had those resources. So that's why it told me I got to become a black entrepreneur because I don't want a young brother or sister with a beautiful idea. They can't find an investor.
A venture capitalist.